Hi, I'm Michelle, and here with me today on bdTV is Dr. Kerryn Grieve, the Scientific Affairs Manager at Ego Pharmaceuticals. Hi Kerryn, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Kerryn, can you tell me a bit about the history of Ego Pharmaceuticals in the hair care market?
Look, Ego have been in hair care since just about day one. When we started in 1953, we realised that problem skin is not just confined to the shoulders down. If you've got problem skin on your body, you've probably got a problem scalp as well. So in 1953 we had two products, a hair tonic and a shampoo, to help people with dry scalp, sensitive scalp or scalp conditions look after the skin on their scalp as well. And we didn't stop there. Okay, that was 1953. In 1986 we brought out a product called Sebitar, which was specifically designed for things such as psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, problems that were really concerning people because it can be quite visual, so people really wanted a good product. In the early 1990s we brought out Sebi Rinse to go with Sebitar. Further along, in about 1997, we brought out a range of everyday shampoos and conditioners because we realised that there was a group of people that had active conditions they wanted to look after, but once those conditions had calmed down, they then wanted everyday care products just to help them maintain the scalp because if you can prevent a flare-up, that's always better than having to then going and treating it. So 1997 we brought out the Hair Science range, a bit of a revamp early in the turn of the century. And then more recently we realised, hey, we've got another opportunity, and we brought out the QV shampoo and conditioner for people that needed fragrance-free products. So hair care has not just been something that Ego has suddenly come to. We've just had this enormous history of over 50 years of looking after hair and scalp as much as we look after the body.
Kerryn, Ego's hair care brands have all been formulated to treat scalp conditions. Do you see an increase in scalp sensitivities, and what would be the most common types?
Look, I wouldn't say that we're seeing scalp sensitivities themselves increasing. I think we've always had a level of sensitivity in the population. What we're seeing though is consumers are more aware of the fact that they don't have to live with it. There are products out there that can help them treat it, prevent it, and so we're seeing more consumer demand for products that will reduce the sensitivity sensations. The most common sort of sensitivity we see is as a result of just simple dry scalp. If I have dry hands, I can just moisturise them with something like QV cream. If I have a dry scalp, it's a lot harder to treat that dry skin. I could massage a moisturiser in overnight, but obviously the cosmetic acceptability of my hair would not be to my liking.
Kerryn, Ego's been delivering hair care for sensitive scalp since 1953. Do you believe there is much more competition in the market now than what there was then?
Well, the interesting thing is, although we've been in the market for 50 years and we've been producing products for, various skin conditions, sensitive scalps, there's not a lot of other people out there that are focused on sensitive scalps. If you look at hair care in general, there's enormous competition. You've just got to look in, your supermarket. There's dozens of different sorts of shampoos and conditioners. But they're all full of colour, they're full of fragrance, they're full of, extracts that if you've got a sensitive scalp or a dry scalp, you've really got to avoid. Fragrance is the #1 cause of irritation and sensitisation from any topical product. So the fact that there aren't more products out there that are fragrance-free for people to cleanse their hair with is really surprising to me. But it's also great because it's a fabulous opportunity. We've been asked by consumers and dermatologists to provide them with this product. So it means that now that we've got QV shampoo and conditioner, it's a product that we know there is a big need for, but nobody else is filling. So that's fabulous.
Kerryn, what have been some of the key scientific developments in developing a shampoo and conditioner range for sensitive scalp?
Well, when we were looking at developing the QV shampoo and conditioner, we really had to take a step back and really examine what it was that you needed to cleanse the hair and then condition the hair. Because we wanted to put ingredients in these products that were essential. So every ingredient we looked at putting in, we had to look at it quite critically and say, look, is this essential to cleansing or conditioning? If it's not, why am I putting it in there? So it means that we've come up with very, very simple formulations that are going to clean, condition, leave you with great hair, but not irritate your scalp or dry your scalp out. So, you know, things like fragrance, don't need them. Things like colour, don't need them. A lot of the fancy extracts that are out there, we simply don't need them to cleanse and condition. So it was really important that we maintained, you know, the essence of QV in that it does the job and we don't put anything in there that you don't need.
Kerryn, how is the QV range different to other hair care brands in the Ego Pharmaceuticals portfolio?
Look, we've got a number of hair care products in the Ego family. We've got the QV, we've got Hair Science as well, which has been with us you know, for over a decade. Now, Hair Science is a range that was designed for people that didn't have, you know, quite the same needs as QV users. The Hair Science range has a beautiful fragrance. It's a low-level fragrance because, again, we wanted to make sure it was suitable for, you know, sensitive skin types. But it's also got a lot more tailored options. So if you've got oily hair, we've got a shampoo and conditioner for you. If you've got dry hair, shampoo and conditioner. And we've also got fine hair offerings and normal hair offerings. So Hair Science was designed to enable people that, you know, may have psoriasis or a bit of eczema, you know, and once they've calmed that condition down, it's to enable them to continue to look after their scalp and hair and still have a little bit of luxury, because, you know, we all like nice pearly shampoos, we all like, you know, a nice bit of fragrance in the shower. So we designed the Hair Science range to allow people with, you know, poor skin or different skin conditions to feel that they're still experiencing the same products that everybody else is. The QV range was designed for people that have very, very acute, you know, dry skin sensitivities, and they know they just can't take fragrance. So while the Hair Science range would be a lovely experience for them, because they can't tolerate the fragrance, they need something else. And so that's where the QV range comes into it.
Why do you think Ego Pharmaceuticals has had so much success in the hair care market?
I think it comes down to listening to our customers. Now, our customers can be, you know, the mum in the shop buying the product, but the customer can also be a dermatologist, because they want to be able to recommend products to their patients that they know are not going to, you know, flare up the skincare conditions. So by listening to the customers, listening to the dermatologists, we're able to really see what the need is. And that's the important thing really in developing a new product. You have to know that you're addressing a need and that you're addressing it correctly. So I think that is what makes the Ego hair care product so successful.
With the QV range, can you see that ever expanding into treatments or styling products in the future?
Look, just because you've got sensitive skin or, you know, a dry scalp doesn't mean that you want to, you know, not style your hair. You know, you don't want to, you know, ignore the hairsprays or the serums. And at the moment we've recognised that, you know, all the serums, hairsprays, gels, mousses, they tend to come with fragrance. And if you're avoiding fragrance, you may have washed your hair with QV shampoo and conditioner, which is great, but then if you're layering products with fragrance onto your hair, you're sort of reversing the good that you've just done. So I think as, you know, the QV shampoo and conditioner develop in the marketplace, I think there will be requests for these additional products coming into us, and certainly, you know, we're happy to look at each and every one of them.
Dr. Kerryn Grieve, thank you for joining me today on bdTV.
Thank you for having me.